A station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4.
Here's a look at today's top stories all across the DMV.
Tonight on DC News Now at 4, DC Police announces an initiative to get more guns off the streets. We'll tell you about the newest effort to reduce crime.
Plus, a teen is now facing charges after he allegedly hit a police officer with a stolen vehicle. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
And later, we're stretching your dollar. Amazon, watch out, a major retail company is now offering their own version of Prime Day. We'll have a look at how you can save the most. And thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look outside. Oh, still a little foggy out there.
That's the Kennedy Center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's head over now to meteorologist Scott Sumner. Scott, it's just been one of those Fridays, but my question to you is, will it continue, or are we going to see the sun break through?
Well, I tell you what, Mark, we will see eventually over the weekend the sun break through here, but right now we're seeing a lot of clouds across the region, and I'm doing a hyperlocal radar tour across the region. This is part of northern PG County and southern Montgomery County that we're looking at here. The latest radar, as you can see, so there's some thunder and lightning in and around West Carrollton, up towards the Greenbelt area, and then up towards South Laura around 295. Now, we'll pan a little bit further to the south, and you can see not quite as intense a rain, but still nonetheless rain across the region. These are some of the locations that are going to be impacted here between now and 4:30 or around 4:30. Glendale 426, but before that, East Riverdale at 419, Largo 411, and Capitol Heights around 406. So again, we do have some rain out there, some moderate rain, but we throw in the lightning bolts too. So you want to be indoors when that is around. When lightning roars, get indoors, as they say. And here we go. Not quite as heavy a rain batch around Leonardtown as we saw just about a half an hour ago, but still raining, a light rain there around St. Mary's County. Then we go all the way across to Garrett County in western Maryland. This is where we see some lighter rain showers and at times some heavier downpours across the region. This is our future scan and future radar over the next hour. Where's those showers along and east of I-95 going? They're going to continue to push off to the north and even a little west along I-270 and I-70. And our neighbors up to the north in Baltimore picking up some very heavy rain there. And of course, 76 degrees, some thunderstorms in the district as we just showed you. And the weather headlines, well, we've got some more storms this weekend and possibly severe storms on Monday. We'll cover all that coming up in the 7-day.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Well, as DC police grapple with the increase in violent crime, it also continues to find ways to get rid of those illegal guns flooding the district. And that led to a major announcement today, which includes a community tip program which will provide cash to people to help get these guns off the streets. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming joining us live now. He spoke to district and federal officials who are joining forces to solve this illegal gun problem. And Leonard, do officials think that this can actually make a difference? Can it make an impact?
Mark and Annalisa, yes, they do. In recent years, as more illegal guns have poured into D.C., it's been tips from the community that has helped stem the tide. Last year alone, more than 3,000 guns were seized, a record number.
We have a gun problem that is plaguing our community.
D.C. Interim Police Chief Ashan Benedict says illegal guns are key contributors to the district's crime wave.
We continue to see simple conflicts and arguments escalate into shootings. This is unacceptable.
Now authorities are offering cash rewards from $1,000 to $2,500 that lead to an arrest and seizure of illegal guns. And tips to locate ghost guns, those put together from kits without serial numbers for tracing, can fetch up to $5,000. The confiscated weapons on display range from Glocks to semi-automatic rifles to ghost guns.
We hear your cries to end the violence.
Craig Calamai is the special agent in charge of the D.C. division of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
We cannot be everywhere, but you are. You see those individuals with illegal firearms before and after they commit violent acts.
D.C. does not allow the sale of firearms. Police say these illegal guns are coming in from states like Virginia, North and South Carolina.
It's just a lot easier in those states to obtain firearms, and they have certain connections, and then ultimately they end up in the district.
But we can't do it alone. We need the community's help when it comes to holding violent offenders accountable and getting illegal guns off of our streets.
So far this year, D.C. police have snatched up to 1,400 guns. And with violent crime up 23% in the district, every gun taken, police say, helps to curb these senseless shootings. Reporting from the studio, Leonard and Fleming, D.C. News Now, back to you.
All right, Leonard, thank you. Now to Virginia for an update on a shooting at a mall. Noah Settles, also known as rapper No Savage, was sentenced to 3 years in prison after he opened fire inside the Tysons Corner Center Mall last year. Settles entered a guilty plea to 4 felony charges back in February. He will have supervised probation for 10 years, and he was ordered to stay away from the mall. Settles faced a maximum sentence of 33 years. Video of the incident was shown in court. It shows Settles getting into an argument and firing off 3 shots as he ran away. No one was hit by those bullets, but 3 people were injured during the mall's evacuation.
A teenager in Prince William County is facing attempted murder charges after police say he deliberately hit an officer with a car. Well, the officer, we're told, is recovering in the hospital after suffering serious injuries, and there are a lot of unanswered questions. DC News Now's Lex Juarez takes a closer look at what happened.
Well, let me show you where it happened. The officer was walking up to a parked car, and the driver, our suspect, sped off, turned the car around in the cul-de-sac, and then drove right at the officer. Now, he hit the officer, knocking him back into the street here, and then lost control of the car, flipping it and hitting this car right here. Right after that, the suspect got out of the car and ran away.
Cops everywhere. All I thought was, wow, something big must be going on.
This is what Alst Lane looked like right after the hit and run. Neighbors rushed outside to see what was going on.
And I just heard a bang outside, and I looked out my window, and there was a car flipped over on its side, and I at first thought it was an accident, came out, and then next thing you know, there was a bunch of cops and somebody running down the street.
That person, 18-year-old Valmiki Chandler, had been running from police for about an hour after allegedly stealing a car at a 7-Eleven just 5 miles away. An officer spotted the stolen car and was walking up to it when Chandler hit the gas, turned the car around, and then drove into the officer, sending him to the hospital with a serious head injury.
I viewed the body-worn camera footage that the officer was wearing last night. He was definitely one targeted and definitely struck at a high rate of speed and forcibly knocked back.
The officer did try to stop the car by shooting at it, but was unsuccessful. Chandler ran away from the scene and was taken into custody over 2 hours later, found by undercover officers a few miles away.
More than likely had probably tried to hunker down a little bit until he thought the coast was clear.
Well, the officer who was hit is expected to make a full recovery. As far as that body-worn camera footage, it'll be up to Police Chief Newsham on whether or not it's released. In Dale City, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. Chandler is charged with attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, aggravated malicious wounding, and felony hit and run, among other serious related charges.
Well, tomorrow marks a year since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. It was a decades-old case that protected abortion access for people all across the country. President Biden is working to bring back some of that protection. Today, he will sign an executive order to increase access to contraceptions and family planning. It will ensure access to birth control through private health insurance and calls for improved access to over-the-counter birth control. Now, 25 million women live in states where local laws make it harder to get an abortion. Since last year, 25 states have moved to ban or severely restrict access to abortions. A new poll published by NPR found nearly 60% of people oppose the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Another new poll from nonprofit KFF surveyed OBGYNs, and 64% of those professionals say the ruling has increased pregnancy-related deaths. Meanwhile, abortion has been protected in 20 states, including here in the DMV. In Maryland, access is protected by law. Abortion is legal up to the point of fetal viability, or if the life of the mother is in danger. According to Planned Parenthood, abortion is legal in Virginia at up to 27 weeks of pregnancy. West Virginia, however, has a near total ban on abortion. However, the ban in the Mountain State is currently being challenged in court. Coming up later tonight, we'll hear from lawmakers on Capitol Hill about the impact of this decision. Meanwhile, in an effort to help people who may need a helping hand with getting back on their feet, one nonprofit in Frederick, Maryland called Second Chances Garage is making sure that that is all possible. Our Michaela Newton shows us how.
Second Chances Garage is a nonprofit organization that takes old cars that people voluntarily give away so other people that need a car have them. The cars usually have under 200,000 miles, are refurbished and given away to people like Candace Pearson. Pearson says this is her very first car. Before receiving this 2004 Toyota Corolla, she says she's been using different ways to get around.
Ubers and rides from friends. Ubers are expensive. It was costing me like $140 a week, but I had to get to and from work somehow.
Second Chance Garages has given away 15 cars so far this year, but they do say that they have a goal of 36 vehicles that they want to give away to recipients. Now, since the organization started, they've given away 320 vehicles total. Through their low-cost vehicle program, people pay less than $1,000. And when the car needs a tune-up, Second Chances Garage charges about half the labor rate of what other shops charge.
If you don't own a car, it's difficult to get a better job because you're depending on buses, Ubers, and it's expensive. You can better yourself by getting a car, better job, and transportation.
Largely, I've been working with Candy for the past month or two, giving them coupon codes, rideshare coupon codes, and that access their basic needs to, for employment, to, other transportation basic needs.
Having this car means a lot to me. I get to go take my daughter out, which I've never been able to do, and I'm excited. It's a new beginning.
Reporting in Frederick, Maryland, Michaela Newton, DC News Now.